Hey guys, what's going on? General Mechanic with another quick video. Today I'm working on a 97 Honda Accord. It's a 4-cylinder, and I'm showing you how to replace the alternator. It's a simple job. It might be a little, intimidating, knowing, oh, it's an alternator, it's a big job. No, not really. This job is easy to do. As tools needed, you're gonna need a 10mm long socket. You're gonna need a 14mm long socket and a 12mm long socket. Those are 3/8 drive and of course a ratchet. Once you get those tools, you are able to do this job. Now, if you look at the alternator, we got one bolt coming in from the bottom. From the outside to the inside right here. It's gonna be on this side. You're gonna need the 14mm bolt socket to get this one out. It's like right here under the power steering pump. It's not required to remove the power steering pump. I guess we're gonna have enough room to do it. You're gonna have to take the wires off. That thing right there is a 10mm. This is just a plug with some rubber boot. Just press that thing in there and pull it out. Then you're gonna need to take that wire loose. Now, to get the alternator belt loose, you're gonna need to take that bolt, that nut loose. Once you take that nut loose, that one right there where my finger is pointing out, once you take that nut loose, you come back up to the top right there and you see this 10mm bolt. That's the tensioner. So once you take that 12mm nut loose, you can take this loosen it the best you can, and so that way you can push the alternator down a little bit so you can take the belt off. Of course, after taking the number 4, the upper bolt, that there is a 14mm bolt, break it loose so you got ability to move the alternator up and down. So we're gonna go ahead and do the job, and hopefully you can see what I'm about to do right here. Alright, so like I said, first thing we need to do is take the wire loose. You get the 10mm. This is something really tricky right here. If you don't hold the wire down like that, once you're trying to break it or loose, you can break this little tab over here. It had happened to me before, so that's why I'm telling you. So when you're trying to break this little nut loose, make sure you're holding the wire down so you can have something to make pressure with against it, so you don't break that bolt, because it can be breaking. So I'm gonna take this nut over here, leave it back on there. Alright, so we'll get 14mm socket with the ratchet. Remember, it's right under the power steering pump. I'm not gonna be able to show it to you, but just if you pay attention to this stuff right here, just look on the other side and you're gonna be able to do it, to see it. Now just pull on it. It's a little hard to break sometimes. Remember, this time we're just taking it loose, breaking it loose, so we can remove the belt. Get the 12mm socket. It's gonna be down here. I done show you the nut, so we're gonna just put it on there and break it loose and see. This one wasn't too hard. This one right here, you can actually go ahead and remove it if you want to, because you're not gonna need it once you take the belt loose. You're gonna have to go back to it, so just go ahead and take it out now that you're at it. So we're just taking this nut loose. See, this is gonna be the tensioner nut, so we just leave that to the side. So what's holding the belt right now tension is gonna be this 10mm, the one I just showed you. So go ahead and break it loose and bring it all the way out, as far as back as you need to get the belt loose. again, like I said, you don't need to be a professional mechanic to do this job. This is a really easy or a really good DIY job, and you don't have to pay nobody to do this job. Make sure you you bring it down as far as you need to take the belt loose. Now we got enough room to do it. Just gonna go ahead and slide it out this way like that, and push it to the bottom. Now remember, you done took the 14mm bolt loose. Good part of this Hondas is that they got fine threads on every single bolt. So once you break it loose, it's easy to get it out. You see, I'm doing it by hand. I don't need the ratchet no more. All I'm doing is pulling bolt out. I mean, you know, turning it and getting it out. See that? Got the 14mm bolt loose. Now we can go ahead and pull the alternator out. So let's see if we got enough room. Something I'm forgetting right here is the tensioner. So what I'm gonna do, we gotta take the upper part out first, and then we're gonna be able to break it loose from the bottom. So take the upper part of the alternator out first, and then once you got it out, we can push it to the front, slide it to the front, and get it out, because the bolt was sticking on inside of the alternator thing right here. So once you take the upper bolt out, you can kind of turn it this way and then slide it out, and you should be able to get it out. So this is it for removing it. So what we're doing right now is about to put this one in there. And remember what I was telling you. You see, you got the bolt down here. You got this bolt down here. So it's sticking out. So what we're gonna do is gonna try to slide the alternator down here, and then we're gonna stick it on top. So let's try to do that, and we should be good to go right there. So this is what we're doing. We're just gonna get it in there. We're gonna slide the stud in there first. Right, once you got it in there, we can go ahead and put the top one on there. But something we can do right now is put the tensioner nut on, so that way that little stud won't come off from the hole. And like I said, you know, I'm sorry I'm not gonna be able to show you exactly where the nut goes, but I mean, right now that I'm doing it, but you know, I did show you earlier when I was taking it out, the position of it, and hopefully, you know, you were able to see it. But now we just got it on there, and this can be a little hard sometimes to do, to slide this thing in there, especially if that this little thing that presses the alternator in when you put the bolt inside is pressed out. So we're gonna just try to push it in there. If not, we're gonna have to knock it out a little bit. So we're gonna try to do that. I'm gonna get it out again. All right, we're gonna get something like this to push the little thing right there. This is what I'm doing. I'm using like a little pry bar, and then I'm gonna knock it in with a slash hammer in the back. You seen it? It moved. That's all we need for the alternator to slide in there really easy. You see? Now once we got the washer or whatever bushing is, we can slide the bolt in there and start tightening it. Remember, you don't have to tie it down right now because we gotta tense the belt. So once you got the bolt in there, go ahead and get the belt on. And remember, just make sure it's in every single pulley. And as you know, this one only goes from the alternator to the crank pulley, and AC compressor. So we're gonna, it came off from the bottom down there, and this is something that it'll be a little careful with. So just give me 1 second. I'm gonna try to put it back in place down there. It shouldn't be too hard. There we go. So we got it down there in place. Make sure it's in place down there. Then AC compressor up to the alternator. Alright. Yes, make sure. Yeah, I got it in place. So just a little bit more loose it up a little bit more, and it should be good to go. Let's see. It ain't always, as easy, but it ain't hard either. So once we got that on there, you see you can pull the alternator up, so you don't have to use the ratchet and screw the bolt in by hand with your fingertips, and so that way you don't have to use the ratchet so much. Okay, now we can go ahead and finish tensing the belt with the 10mm down here. Alright, it doesn't have to be too tight, doesn't have to be too loose. We got that on there. 14mm bolt, upper bolt. Let's get this one on there. It's just a little bit tight. Get the 12mm bolt and finish by tightening the tensioner nut. So just gonna go ahead and get this one right here. This one isn't in the best position either, so you gotta deal with it. But if you got a long socket, like I said in the beginning, this should be easy to do. What you can do is put your fingers on it, so in that way every time you bring the ratchet back, it moves. You're not wasting the movement. It should be done in a second. Alright, see? Alright. Only thing missing would be the 10mm nut right here for the power wire. And don't forget, you already got the 10mm socket we've been using. It's only gonna be a little pressure to leave it tight. Right, and then slide the plug in there, and this is it. Got the alternator back in place. Don't forget, if you like my video, leave thumbs up, comment if you got any questions, but the main thing is subscribe, because I got more coming. Okay, thank you everyone for watching. Have a blessed day.